Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Journey Becoming a Head Coach, another special teams edition. First and foremost, Merry Christmas. I know this is coming out on December the 25th, so first and foremost, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that good stuff. And maybe you had a chance to sneak away from the family and talk a little football. So here we go. So today we're going to go over our kickoff coverage. Brought this in. We started using this probably game 3 or 4. We were traditionally using the basic 5 and 5. I like to switch to where I have 6 on our sideline at any given time, mainly because, as you'll see, as I discuss later on, I'm a big proponent of being able to onside kick at any moment. And with this season, with the COVID-19 season and the possible idea of a shrunken season, whether it's 2 games, 3 games, 5 games, 6 games, whatever happens between everything, we might even just premierly go to an onside kick kind of theory, just because with this kind of short a time, who knows how many teams have been able to prepare for onside kicks. We've done onside kicks all year last year, so it might be something that might be advantageous for us to do. Are we thinking about it? Of course, I always am. I'm always thinking about what can give my team an extra possession. But at the same time, if all you practice is onside kicks, then it gets kind of hard and almost looks like you're doing a little game of show up and ship. So, in any case, our number 1, again, a numbering system similar to our punt return scheme. We have number 1, which is going to be approximately about 3 yards from the sideline, and they're the contained guy. So they're the one that's coming straight down the field, keeping their positioning on the outside shoulder of the kick returner. So nothing gets outside of the number 1. Number 2 aligns top of the numbers, and basically that's their alignment, that's their lane, is just right at the top of the numbers, straight down the field. Number 3 is halfway between the numbers at hash, straight down. Number 4 is going to be outside the hash and covers down the hash. So he's going to line up outside and then just cover right down the hash. Our number 5 aligns 1 yard inside the hash and covers to the left upright. So, I mean, if we had the upright here, I'd be able to kind of, draw it. But in any case, if I kind of try to piece it together here, that's my little upright right there. So he's going to line inside the hash and cover to the left upright. Kind of got that on point. 6 is going to vary their alignment and cover to the ball. Our 6 usually stay to this side, but depending on their returner, we can move him to this side. So if their best returner's over here, and we're going to kick to that side. But essentially, the 6 is just going to cover to the ball. So if we're kicking to this corner, he's just going to cover straight to the ball right now. That's where he's going to go. So 7 aligns on the right upright and covers to the middle goalpost. So he's going to line to the right and then going to cover right down to the middle of the goalpost. 8 aligns 1 yard inside the hash and covers to the right upright. 9 is going to cover, aligns 2 yards outside the hash, covers down the hash, so similar to our 4. And then our 10 covers down the field beyond the opposite 40 and folds to become a midfield player. So he's going to cover down to the middle of the 40 and then just drop into the middle of the field to help with any kind of adjustments or things of that nature. So we do this, again, like I said, we're doing this to just cover 2/3 of the field. We're saying we're going to take this section out of it. I do try to have our kickers practice all their kicks to these corners, whether it's a sky kick, squib kick, lob kick, any kind of kick we can get, deep kick to the corner. We will kick to the middle from time to time, but primarily I'm trying to kick to our sideline. So if our sideline's over here, I'm trying to kick to this corner to have to force this runner, if they kind of have any kind of left return, he's got to go through all of these pursuing football players to get to that side corner, plus we have our fill-in on the back end. So that's our basic kickoff coverage. As far as we're always going to kick deep left for the most part. Again, we'll play games where we do a little bit of, like I said, we'll do a squib, we'll do a sky kick, we'll kick to the middle. If we find a really weak returner, if we find a really weak player that we think we can attack, if we find a number, and primarily sometimes these are the offensive lineman types that are on the kickoff return, we'll try to target them, kick them, make them try to do a fair catch, Maybe they bobble it, maybe they drop it. But those are the kind of things we're at. Again, we can't adjust. 6 is our best tackler. He's our best sprinter. He's our best runner. Basically, best athlete we put right there. And he is going to go straight to the ball as fast as he can to cause pressure. So if you look at it this way, if we're kicking deep left, he's got the outside shoulder. He's taking the inside shoulder. We're already pinching. And then we got our rest of our guys to play fill and make sure that there's no wall being built or anything like that, even though technically walls are illegal for the most part. You can still do kind of 2-man-ish wedges, but not as much as you used to anymore. So in any case, that is our kickoff. What we can do and what we have done, again, like I said, if we try to do a middle kick, we'll just adjust our 6 and we'll just tell them, yeah, hey, pick the best leverage where you can get there. So sometimes our 6 will line up here. Sometimes the 6 will line up on basically right behind the kicker or next to the kicker. Sometimes our 6 will move alignment to here, especially if we're kicking to the middle. So again, the 6 will move around. And have we done a right kick before? Yes, we have. But we tend to essentially flip some of the numbering systems so that way everybody knows. We just kind of shift everybody down and we'll kick to this right side if we have to, if we want to. Now again, like I was saying, the nice part about this is we have a built-in onside kick out of it. So it's kind of the nice thing about this, and it worked really well towards middle and late in the season. Because again, we didn't want to onside a lot because I didn't think we needed to. But again, with this base alignment now, we have that ability to just say, okay, we're going to go ahead and go for an onside kick. And the goal was essentially to try and kick it basically to where our 1 and 2, our best players, were going to get it. And we started this year working on different onside kicks before. We had a really good soccer style kicker last year, and he got really good at getting that 1, 2, 3, and then it would get that really high bounce. So we had a lot of opportunity between our 1 and 2 to get a lot of onside kicks. I believe out of all the onside kicks we got, we ended up getting about 70% of them. We basically out of every 10, we got 7 out of every 10 kicks we did. For the most part, we did a really good job of it, but then again, we didn't kick that many. So we didn't start kicking them until week 7. That's when we started kicking them. Right when we got into our league, we started kicking them against some of the former section title winners and some of the former league champions from the year before. We were trying to get an extra advantage on them. One game, I think we ended up kicking 4 onside kicks, and we got 3 out of the 4. The first one we didn't get was just because we mistimed the bounce on this one. And then our last game of the season, we should have had one, but the referee kept thinking we were doing that jab kick where we stab it down. That's not what he was doing. So there was and we actually got that onside kick. We had to kick that one 3 times. We got that 2 out of 3, but 2 of them didn't count because of the ref keep thinking that we were doing an illegal onside kick. So we were able to do it really well. The first one we got, the second one we didn't get, the third one we got. So, and the third one was the one that counted. So we were able to keep it, and we were able to get an early possession on one of our better league teams late in the season, which worked out really nice. So again, works out really well. And the idea is, again, with these onside kicks, is trying to find holes in the defense and holes in that kickoff return team. So then that way we can, again, give these 2 the best shot. We did have these individuals get some of it, but essentially what I told these 4 guys is, look, you got to run interference. You got to kind of shield the 1 and our 2. Just get in the way of everybody else. Don't go trying to knock people out, but just get in their way. Because again, everyone's always like, oh, you got to go hit the other guy. Well, if you go hit the guy, you forget about the ball. I would rather them on their way to the ball get in the way of these kickoff return guys, so then that way, hey, it gives us a chance to get it, or it gives our 1 and 2 a chance to get it. So I mean, usually, you'll have, one guy here. This would be your basic return up in the front. A lot of guys would have 5 up front, especially if they don't know we're going to kick it. Because again, like I said, we line up in this formation every time. So you might not know if we're deep kicking it, you might not know if we're onsiding it. So a lot of the time when we got this, I was trying to tell them to aim to this pocket or right just outside the sideline. And I would just tell our 3 and 4, be like, look, your job, wherever that ball's bouncing, 3 and 4, you're responsible for this guy right here. 5 and 6, you're responsible for that guy right there. And 1 and 2, you are responsible to go get the ball. Now that doesn't mean if the ball dribbles and we get 10 yards, 3 doesn't get it. No, but his job is just to make sure that these 2 guys don't get it. So their job is to run through, create interference, allow our 1 and 2 to go get the ball. At the same time, create an opportunity for himself to get the ball. Sounds a little confusing, but at the same time, they did a really good job, like I said last year, of getting that premise of, hey, look, go after the ball. Don't worry about these guys. Go after the ball, but we want 1 and 2 to go get it first because they're our fastest, most athletic receivers or defensive backs. So we want them to have the opportunity to go get the ball because we trust them to get it the fastest. We want you guys as secondary people to be able to get the ball, but we want you to create interference first. So then that way these 2 individuals do not get the ball. Worked out really well for us. Again, we plan on doing it again. I mean, we're going to come out in this base formation, and we're going to see how people align to us. Again, we kicked a lot of onside kicks against our league teams. I'm assuming they're going to move people up to prevent that, especially depending on how short of our season is and things like that. They might try to bring some guys up, so that way we don't think about it. But then, of course, there's always the sky kick and the squid kick, and we could always try to reverse the field. Because, again, if we have 6 over here, we can reverse it, because if everyone slides over, which some teams started doing, everyone started sliding over, well then we never got this far because by the time we noticed people started sliding over, we were getting so good at getting these onside kicks, we didn't even bother trying to kick to the backside yet. So, and that could be an alignment where our 6 scoots closer to our kicker, and now we're coming across getting a kick over here for our 9 and our 10. So, a lot of new things we get to try and play with. Again, I wanted to make a short video today. Kickoffs are really short for us because, again, we have a base, easy formation, smooth lanes, and it gives us the ability at any given point, I can look at our kicker and I can say, hey, let's onside it, let's go for it. And he can kick it and everybody knows what they're doing. So no matter what formation these guys throw out at us, we can count the numbers up front. We can say, okay, we got this. Are these guys super deep? Are they close? Do we have a shot? We got a shot, let's go, let's take it. So, again, it gives us that opportunity where we look the same every time, but we can do a multitude of things out of one formation. Again, we can do a squib kick, sky kick, onside kick, deep kick. And again, we're starting to work now where we try to work the opposite side of the field, trying to remain in this formation to some degree, kicking to the middle and the hash to the other side. So, a lot of different fun things we're doing. So, thank you very much again for all the support. Leave a comment below if there's something you want me to go over a little bit deeper. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Talk to y'all very soon. Remember, be great, push limits, and hold the line.